What if you could wake each day with a mind sharpened to conquer life's chaos? Imagine starting not with stress but with purpose, a Stoic ritual that transforms fleeting moments into lasting strength. This script unveils 7 Stoic habits, beginning with morning reflection, to forge resilience, clarity, and gratitude. From Marcus Aurelius to modern pioneers like Elon Musk, these practices aren't just philosophy, they're a blueprint for thriving. Join us to discover how to sculpt your soul, embrace every challenge, and paint your world with wonder. Start now, commit to the journey, and let's build a life of purpose together. Habit 1. Morning reflection. Start your day with purpose. The Stoic practice of morning reflection, rooted in Marcus Aurelius' meditations, is like sharpening a blade before battle. It prepares your mind to cut through the chaos of the day. Picture this. You rise with the sun, not to chase fleeting pleasures as a hedonist might, but to anchor yourself in purpose as a Stoic does. You ask, what virtue will I embody today? How will I face the storms ahead? This isn't just journaling, it's a deliberate act of self-command, a ritual to align your soul with reason. As Aurelius wrote, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. Contrast this with the Buddhist approach to mindfulness, which emphasizes presence over preparation. Where a Buddhist sits in meditation to observe thoughts like clouds passing, the Stoic actively wrestles with them, anticipating challenges and scripting responses. Both seek clarity, but the Stoic's path is a war room strategy session, while the Buddhist is a silent retreat. Which begs the question, do you find peace by planning for war or by surrendering to the moment? Now let's pivot to Nietzsche, the existentialist firebrand. He'd scoff at Stoic restraint, urging you to embrace chaos and become who you are. Yet even Nietzsche's "Thus spoke Zarathustra" hints at discipline. My suffering and my pity, what of them? For I am not concerned with happiness but with my work. Morning reflection in a Stoic sense isn't about dodging pain but channeling it into purpose, much like Nietzsche's call to create meaning. So ask yourself, are you crafting your day to endure or to transcend? This practice isn't just philosophy, it's practical alchemy. Take General Dwight D. Eisenhower, who said, "Plans are worthless but planning is everything." His D-Day invasion succeeded because he visualized every obstacle, much like a Stoic rehearsing for life's battles. On day 1 of my own experiment, I scribbled "Be patient" in my journal, picturing a tense meeting. By day 4, when a coworker's critique stung, I didn't snap. I breathed, recalled my intention, and responded with clarity. It was like catching a grenade and tossing it back with a smile. That's the Stoic edge. You don't control the world, but you control your response. Compare this to the Taoist Wu Wei or effortless action. Where Stoics grip the reins of their mind, Taoists flow like water, adapting without resistance. Lao Tzu might argue that prepping for conflict creates conflict, whispering, by doing nothing, everything is done. Yet isn't there power in both? The Stoic builds a fortress, the Taoist becomes the river that carves through it. Which resonates more, the architect of your fate or the dancer with the universe's rhythm? Let's not romanticize this. Morning reflection can feel awkward, like talking to a mirror that doesn't talk back. But discomfort is the point. As modern Stoic Ryan Holiday says, the obstacle is the way. On day 3, I caught myself dreading a tough conversation. Instead of avoiding it, I wrote, "Face it with courage." That simple act rewired my brain. When the moment came, I didn't just survive, I thrived. It's not magic, it's training. Now, consider Aristotle's eudaimonia, the flourishing life. He'd argue that virtue isn't just a morning checklist but a lifelong habit. Stoic reflection aligns with this, turning daily intention into character. But Aristotle might warn, don't just plan, act. So what's your next step? Will you write "Be kind" and then ignore a stranger's struggle? The Stoic doesn't just reflect, they commit. This practice is a mirror and a forge. It shows you who you are and shapes who you'll become. As Elon Musk once tweeted, if you're not impressed with the picture of the universe, you probably haven't understood it. Morning reflection is your telescope into yourself. It's not about perfection but progress. So tomorrow when you wake, ask, what's my purpose today? What's the one thing I can control? Then, like a Stoic, a Buddhist, or even a Nietzschean hero, go live the answer. Habit 2. Negative visualization, a Stoic anchor in a chaotic sea. Picture this, you're a ship's captain steering through a storm. Waves crash, winds howl, but you're calm because you've already sailed this tempest in your mind. This is premeditatio malorum, the Stoic practice of negative visualization. Seneca, the Roman philosopher, didn't just preach it. He lived it, facing exile and death with unshakable resolve. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength, said Marcus Aurelius, a man who ruled an empire while battling plagues and betrayal. This isn't about wallowing in gloom like a brooding poet, it's about forging mental armor so life's arrows bounce off you. But let's widen the lens. Compare this to Buddhism's mindfulness, which teaches you to observe suffering without clinging. Stoicism says, imagine the loss, feel the sting, then let it go. Buddhism whispers, see the loss but don't let it define you. Both strip fear of its fangs, but Stoicism is a warrior's path, proactive, deliberate, like General Patton planning a battle. A good plan violently executed now is better than a perfect plan executed next week. Meanwhile, existentialism, say from Sartre, might argue you're free to create meaning from loss, but it lacks the Stoics' practical grit. Which path resonates with you? The Stoics' shield, the Buddhist calm detachment, or the existentialist defiant freedom? Now let's get raw. When I practiced negative visualization, I pictured my world crumbling. My job gone, my loved ones distant, my health fading. It's like staring into a dark mirror. At first, it's heavy, your chest tightens, your pulse quickens. But then, something shifts. You realize you're still standing. As Elon Musk once said, if something is important enough, you do it even if the odds are not in your favor. By day 5, when my car broke down, I didn't curse the universe. I thought, I've seen worse in my mind, this is just a hiccup. The real magic? Gratitude hits like a tidal wave. Suddenly, a simple meal tastes like a Michelin star dish, a friend's laugh feels like a symphony. Why do we only cherish what we have when we imagine it gone? Contrast this with hedonism, chasing pleasure like a moth to a flame. Epictetus, the hedonist philosopher, wasn't a reckless party animal. He sought simple joys like good conversation over bread and water. But where hedonism risks addiction to fleeting highs, Stoicism builds a fortress of contentment. Negative visualization doesn't just prepare you for loss, it makes the present vivid, like sharpening a blurry photograph. Imagine losing your sight, now open your eyes. Isn't the world brighter? Here's a challenge, tomorrow morning sit quietly for 3 minutes. Picture one thing going wrong, your phone dies, a project fails, a loved one leaves. Feel the weight, then whisper, I can endure this. Then name 3 things you're grateful for. Do it daily and watch how your perspective shifts. As Nietzsche growled, that which does not kill us makes us stronger. But ask yourself, are you just surviving life's storms, or are you learning to dance in the rain? Now let's twist the kaleidoscope. The Stoic practice echoes modern psychology's exposure therapy, facing fears to shrink them. Yet it's more than a clinical trick. It's a philosophy that says, you are enough. Unlike Confucianism, which binds you to social roles, Stoicism hands you the reins of your inner world. It's not about controlling the chaos, it's about mastering your response. As General Eisenhower once said, in preparing for battle, I have always found that plans are useless, but planning is indispensable. Negative visualization is your battle plan for life's unpredictability. But here's the gut punch. Why do we wait for tragedy to wake us up? A cancer scare to hug our kids tighter? A layoff to rethink our purpose? The life you have left is a gift. Cherish it, says Robin Sharma, echoing Seneca's ancient wisdom. Negative visualization isn't morbid, it's a wake-up call. It's the Stoic whispering in your ear, you're alive. Act like it. So, what's stopping you from savoring this moment right now as if it's your last? Habit 3, voluntary discomfort, forge your inner steel. Imagine a blacksmith hammering red-hot iron, each strike shaping it into something unbreakable. That's voluntary discomfort, the Stoic art of embracing hardship to temper your soul. Musonius Rufus, the Stoic teacher, didn't just talk the talk. He walked barefoot and fasted to prove life's discomforts are no match for a disciplined mind. If you accomplish something good with hard work, the labor passes quickly but the good endures, he said. This isn't masochism, it's mental alchemy turning fragility into fortitude. Now zoom out. Stoicism's voluntary discomfort clashes with hedonism's pursuit of ease, like a Spartan warrior facing a lounging sybarite. Epicurus might argue for savoring life's simple pleasures, fresh fruit, a warm bed, but what happens when those are stripped away? Stoicism prepares you for the void, while hedonism leaves you scrambling. Then there's Taoism, flowing like water around obstacles, accepting discomfort as part of the cosmic dance. Stoicism, though, grabs discomfort by the horns, saying, I choose this. Which resonates more, the Stoic's defiant stand, the Taoist's graceful surrender, or the hedonist's chase for comfort? Here's where it gets real. I'm a creature of habit, cozy blankets, hot coffee, the works. So, diving into voluntary discomfort felt like jumping into a frozen lake. Day 3, I took a 30-second cold shower. It was torture, my body screamed, "Get out." But by day 5, I hit a full minute, and a strange pride surged through me, like I'd conquered a small dragon. Then I tried fasting for 16 hours. My stomach growled like an angry beast, but I outlasted it. By day 7, I walked home in a downpour, no umbrella, letting the rain soak me. Why? Because I could. As Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson puts it, success isn't always about greatness. It's about consistency. Consistent hard work gains success. The payoff is a game changer. Life's annoyances, traffic jams, dead batteries, long lines, lose their sting. When my laptop crashed mid-project, I didn't spiral. I thought, this is nothing compared to standing under icy water. It's like CrossFit for your mind, building resilience rep by rep. But here's the kicker. Why do we cling to comfort like a lifeboat in a storm? As Jordan Peterson warns, life is suffering. You can either be crushed by it or learn to carry the load. Voluntary discomfort teaches you to carry it with a smirk. Now, contrast this with Nietzsche's philosophy of overcoming. He'd say discomfort fuels growth, but where he seeks to transcend humanity, Stoicism grounds you in it. You're not chasing superhuman status. You're proving you're human enough to endure. Or take General MacArthur's grit. We are not retreating, we are advancing in another direction. Voluntary discomfort is your advance, a deliberate choice to face the hard stuff head-on. But ask yourself, are you dodging life's challenges, or are you training to meet them like a seasoned fighter? Here's how to step into the arena. Pick one discomfort daily. Skip your morning latte, take a cold shower, or walk in the rain for 10 minutes. Do it with intention, like a samurai sharpening their blade. Reflect afterward, how did it feel to push through? Start small but nudge the boundary each day. As Seneca said, difficulty strengthens the mind as labor does the body. But let's get raw. What's the one comfort you're terrified to let go of? And what would happen if you faced it just once to see what you're made of? This practice isn't just stoic, it's universal. Modern biohackers like Tim Ferriss tout cold exposure for mental clarity, echoing ancient wisdom. Even the Dalai Lama's serene smile hides years of disciplined sacrifice. Voluntary discomfort rewires you to see hardship as a teacher, not a tyrant. So, next time life throws a curveball, will you flinch or will you say, "I've trained for this"? Habit 4. Journaling for self-examination. Sculpt your soul with reflection. Picture a sculptor chiseling away at marble, each strike revealing a stronger form beneath. That's Stoic journaling, the nightly ritual of self-examination championed by Seneca, who dissect his day with ruthless honesty. We should every night call ourselves to an account, he wrote, not to wallow in guilt but to carve out a better self. This isn't navel-gazing, it's a mirror for your soul, forcing you to face who you are and who you could become. Let's pivot to other philosophies. Stoic journaling shares DNA with Confucianism's emphasis on self-cultivation, but where Confucius ties reflection to societal roles, Stoicism is fiercely individual, you're answerable only to your own virtue. Buddhism's introspective meditation seeks to dissolve the self, while Stoicism sharpens it, like a blade honed for battle. Or consider modern psychology's cognitive behavioral therapy, which tracks thoughts to rewire patterns. Stoicism adds a moral edge, it's not just about feeling better but living better. So, what's your North Star? Stoic clarity, Buddhist detachment, or Confucian duty? Here's the raw truth. I started journaling at night, pen scratching paper under a dim lamp. Day 1, I listed a win, nailing a work presentation, a mistake, ignoring a friend's text, and a lesson, prioritize connection over busyness. It felt like grading my own homework, awkward, exposing. By day 4, something cracked open. Owning my slip-ups without self-flagellation was like shedding a heavy coat. By day 7, I spotted a pattern. I get snappy when overwhelmed. That insight was a flashlight in the fog, guiding me to pause before reacting. As Oprah Winfrey says, the greatest discovery of all time is that a person can change their future by merely changing their attitude. The unexpected gift? Celebrating small victories, listening to a colleague cooking a decent meal, lit a spark of pride. It's like planting seeds daily, you don't see the tree yet but the soil's richer. Contrast this with existentialism, where Sartre might say you define yourself through action, not reflection. But without Stoic journaling, how do you know which actions align with your core? Or take General Colin Powell's wisdom. There are no secrets to success. It is the result of preparation, hard work, and learning from failure. Journaling is your preparation, your debrief after life's daily skirmishes. Now the challenge: why do we avoid looking inward? It's scary to face our flaws, like staring into a storm. But as Brené Brown puts it, vulnerability is the birthplace of innovation, creativity, and change. Journaling isn't about judgment, it's about growth, like a gardener pruning weak branches to let the strong ones thrive. Try this. Tonight, spend 5 minutes writing one win, one misstep, and one lesson. Be brutally honest but gentle, like a coach who believes in you. Ask yourself, what's one habit holding you back, and what's the smallest step you can take to shift it? This practice isn't just Stoic, it's timeless. Socrates demanded, "Know thyself," and journaling is that ancient call answered. Modern thinkers like Ray Dalio, who credits his success to reflective principles, echo this. It's a discipline that turns chaos into clarity, like a lighthouse cutting through the night. But here's the gut punch. If you don't face yourself now, when will you? What's the cost of dodging the mirror, and what could you gain by stepping into its light? Habit 5. Amor fati, dance with destiny's wild rhythm. Amor fati, love your fate, is the Stoic's bold embrace of life's every twist and turn, a defiant kiss to both joy and pain. Epictetus, the former slave-turned-philosopher, saw every hardship as a forge for virtue. You have been given not only the universe but the power to shape your response to it. It's not about grinning through gritted teeth, it's about seeing every moment as a brushstroke in your life's masterpiece, whether it's vibrant or dark. Now let's shift the frame. Stoic amor fati stands in stark contrast to nihilism's cold shrug, which deems life meaningless. Where Nietzsche's nihilist might see a random universe, the Stoic finds purpose in every challenge, like a sculptor finding art in raw stone. Buddhism's acceptance of impermanence feels closer, but it seeks release from suffering, while Stoicism dives into it, saying, "This pain is my teacher." Or take modern pragmatism. Think Richard Branson's "screw it, let's do it" ethos. It's action-oriented but lacks the Stoic's moral depth. So what's your lens? Stoic embrace, Buddhist release, or pragmatic hustle? Here's where it hits home. Day 4, I'm stranded with a flat tire, rain pelting my windshield. Old me would have raged at the inconvenience. Instead, I whispered, "This is my fate." Love it. I used to wait to call my dad, a conversation long overdue. What could have been a curse became a gift. By day 6, when a work deadline got pushed, I didn't clench my fists. I thought, this is my chance to practice calm. It's not blind optimism, it's alchemy, turning leaden moments into gold. As Denzel Washington says, ease is a greater threat to progress than hardship. Amor fati rewires you to thrive in the mess. But let's dig deeper. Why do we fight life's currents like swimmers thrashing against a riptide? Marcus Aurelius, emperor and Stoic, wrote, "Accept the things to which fate binds you, and love the people with whom fate brings you together." Imagine that, loving not just the wins but the scars, the delays, the heartaches. It's like a warrior embracing the battlefield, not because it's pleasant but because it shapes them. Compare this to General Patton's fire. Accept the challenges so that you can feel the exhilaration of victory. Amor fati is your victory over resistance, a choice to dance with life's chaos. Here's the challenge. Next time life throws a curveball, a missed flight, a harsh critique, pause. Say, "This is my fate. What virtue can I practice here?" Maybe it's patience, courage, or humility. Try it once daily. It's like lifting weights for your soul. Each rep makes you stronger. But ask yourself, what's the cost of resisting what you can't change? And what freedom waits if you embrace it instead? As Maya Angelou declared, you may not control all the events that happen to you, but you can decide not to be reduced by them. This isn't just Stoic, it's universal. Modern Stoics like Ryan Holiday preach obstacle as opportunity, echoing Epictetus. Even existentialist Camus, with his myth of Sisyphus, finds meaning in absurd struggle, though Stoicism adds a warmer hue: love the struggle. Amor fati is a rebellion against victimhood, a refusal to let life's storms define you. So, when the rain falls, will you curse the sky, or will you step out and let it wash you clean? Habit 6. Focus on what you control, master the art of inner freedom. Imagine you're a lighthouse keeper, standing firm as waves crash and winds roar. The storm is beyond your command, but your light, your focus, your resolve, cuts through the chaos. This is the Stoic principle of controlling what you can and releasing the rest. As Epictetus declared, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. It's not about ignoring the world, it's about anchoring yourself in what you can shape, your thoughts, your actions, your choices, and letting the noise fade. Now let's broaden the view. Stoicism's focus on control contrasts sharply with fatalism, which surrenders everything to destiny's whim. Where fatalism slumps in resignation, Stoicism stands tall, choosing how to meet fate. Hinduism's concept of dharma, duty aligned with cosmic order, shares a thread, urging action within your role, but it's tethered to spiritual hierarchy. Stoicism cuts those strings, making you the sovereign of your inner realm. Or consider modern Stoic Tim Ferriss, who says, "You don't have to have it all figured out to move forward." His pragmatism echoes Stoic clarity but leans practical over philosophical. So, what guides you, Stoic sovereignty, Hindu duty, or pragmatic steps? Here's the real deal. Day 5, I got stinging feedback on a work project. My gut churned, itching to fixate on my boss's sharp words. But I paused and asked, can I control her opinion? No. Can I control my response? Hell yes. I poured my energy into refining the project and seeking constructive input. It was like flipping a switch. Frustration morphed into purpose. By day 7, I was sidestepping distractions like a pro. Social media spats, a cancelled flight, even a gloomy forecast. Ignoring what I couldn't change freed my mind like clearing a cluttered desk. As Beyoncé put it, I don't like to gamble, but if there's one thing I'm willing to bet on, it's myself. But let's get to the core. Why do we waste energy wrestling with what's out of reach? It's like trying to catch smoke with your hands. Stoicism hands you a razor. Slice away the uncontrollable, gossip, accidents, others' moods, and focus on what's in your grip. Compare this to General Dwight Eisenhower's wartime clarity. I have found that the best way to give advice to your children is to find out what they want and then advise them to do it. He couldn't control outcomes, only decisions. Focusing on what you control is your command center, turning chaos into strategy. Here's your mission. Next time you're rattled by a rude comment, a missed deadline, stop and ask, can I control this? If yes, act with intention. If no, let it slip away like leaves on a river. Practice this 2 or 3 times daily. It's mental minimalism, stripping away the clutter to reveal calm. But dig deeper. What's one thing you're clinging to that's beyond your power? And what would happen if you released it, trusting your strength to carry you? As Nelson Mandela said, I learned that courage was not the absence of fear, but the triumph over it. This principle transcends Stoicism. Existentialist Viktor Frankl, who found meaning in a Nazi concentration camp, wrote, "Everything can be taken from a man but one thing, the last of the human freedoms, to choose one's attitude." Stoic control is that freedom, a spark no storm can snuff out. Even modern neuroscience backs this, showing how redirecting focus rewires stress responses. But here's the jolt. How much of your day is spent chasing shadows, things you can't change? And what could you build with all that reclaimed energy? Habit 7. Practice gratitude, paint your world with wonder. Gratitude is the Stoic's lens, transforming the mundane into the miraculous. Marcus Aurelius, emperor and philosopher, scribbled in his meditations, "Think of the life you have and be grateful for it. You might not have it tomorrow." It's not about chasing highs but savoring the now, the warmth of a meal, the laughter of a friend, the breath in your lungs. Gratitude is like polishing a dusty mirror, revealing the vivid beauty of the present. Now let's shift perspectives. Stoic gratitude diverges from hedonism's thirst for pleasure, which Epictetus framed as life's goal. Simple joys, sure, but always seeking more. Stoicism says, what you have is enough. Buddhism's mindfulness aligns closer, urging you to dwell in the moment, but it leans toward detachment, while Stoicism embraces the world with fierce appreciation. Modern positivity gurus like Tony Robbins preach gratitude too. Trade your expectation for appreciation and the world changes instantly, but their flair lacks the Stoic's quiet depth. So what anchors you, Stoic savoring, Buddhist presence, or hedonistic pursuit? Here's my truth. Night 1, I jotted down 3 things I was grateful for: my cat's purr, a solid burger, a warm blanket. It felt like a checklist, nice but shallow. By day 3, I went deeper. The way my coworker's joke cracked me up, the crisp scent of autumn leaves, even a frustrating argument that forced me to rethink my stubbornness. By day 7, I walked under a sunset, heart swelling with awe for the sky's colors, my steady heartbeat, the sheer luck of existing. It was like swapping a blurry lens for 4K clarity. As Michelle Obama says, you don't have to be somebody different to be important. You're enough right where you are. But let's get real. Why do we overlook life's gifts until they're gone? It's like ignoring a symphony while it plays, only to miss it when the hall falls silent. Stoic gratitude flips that script, training you to hear the music now. Compare this to General Ulysses S. Grant's resolve. In every battle, there comes a time when both sides consider themselves beaten. Then he who continues the attack wins. Gratitude is your attack, a refusal to let life's noise drown out its beauty. But ask yourself, when was the last time you paused to truly see the good around you? What's stopping you from drinking it in right now? Here's the practice. Every night, name 3 things you're grateful for. Don't be vague, say, the way my mom's voice lifts when she talks about her garden, or, the stranger who held the door for me. Be vivid, like a painter capturing a fleeting scene. Do it for 7 days and watch your world transform. As philosopher Hannah Arendt wrote, the world is not humane just because it is made by human beings, but it becomes humane when we make it so. Gratitude humanizes your life stitch by stitch. This isn't just Stoic, it's primal. Indigenous philosophies often center gratitude for nature, echoing Marcus's reverence for the cosmos. Even modern science shows gratitude boosts mental health, rewiring neural pathways. But here's the punch. How often do you race through life, blind to its riches? What would change if you stopped to say, this moment, this life, it's enough? As poet Mary Oliver asked, tell me, what is it you plan to do with your one wild and precious life? Gratitude is your answer, a vow to live it fully, fiercely now. This journey through Stoic habits isn't just philosophy, it's a call to forge a life of purpose, resilience, and gratitude. Each morning you reflect, each storm you embrace, each moment you savor, you're sculpting a stronger, wiser you. Don't just think about it, act. Start tonight. Journal 1 win, face 1 discomfort, name 3 things you're grateful for. Make these habits your forge and let life's chaos shape your masterpiece. If this sparks something in you, hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell to join our tribe of purposeful warriors. Share your Stoic journey in the comments. What's one habit you'll start tomorrow? Let's build a community that thrives, not just survives. Keep reflecting, keep growing, and we'll see you in the next video.